Hello, and welcome to 12-Minute Meditation, a weekly podcast from Mindful and mindful.org that offers mindfulness meditations backed by neuroscience. If you've been practicing, you know that 12 minutes of meditation a day can yield benefits like increased attention, focus, creativity, calm, resilience, and compassion. The latest scientific research supports this knowledge. So on this podcast, we invite you to do your 12-minute practice with guided meditations from today's leading mindfulness experts. We share a new practice each week, providing you with new ways to experience some of those benefits day to day. I'm Siri Myram, contributing editor at Mindful and mindful.org. When we are experiencing difficult emotions or situations, often our first impulse is to look for a way out, usually through distracting, numbing, running, or denying. But what if the key to getting to the other side of difficulty is simply to be with it, offering the discomfort our courageous awareness and presence? In this week's practice, author and meditation teacher Ed Halliwell guides us through a meditation we can lean on when things get tough. Ed Halliwell is a mindfulness teacher and writer based in Sussex and London in the UK. He is author of 3 books, Into the Heart of Mindfulness, How to Live Well by Paying Attention, and as a co-author to The Mindful Manifesto. He teaches courses and retreats to public groups, in organizations, and to individuals, face-to-face and online. He is also an advisor to the Mindfulness Initiative, which is supporting the Mindfulness All-Party Parliamentary Group to develop mindfulness-based policies for the UK. Note that this practice includes longer pauses of complete silence for reflection and presence. If you want more time, feel free to pause the recording as you go. You can subscribe to 12-Minute Meditation while you're on mindful.org or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. And if you're moved to leave us a review, we'd be grateful, and so will other listeners. See, your review helps them decide whether 12-Minute Meditation is for them. For now, for you, here's Ed Halliwell.
When you've established a stable foundation with mindfulness of breath and body, you can experiment with turning towards difficulty. Sometimes, our experience is painful and difficult, and there may be little or nothing we can do about the arising of the pain or difficulty. In these cases, we may be able to work with what's happening skillfully by exploring our relationship to it. Most of us have a habitual pattern of turning away from problems, or trying to get rid of unpleasant events. Unfortunately, this often seems to increase our sense of stress, because if pain is already present, it can't be got rid of by trying to run away from it. So, in mindfulness practice, we gently experiment with reversing this habit by turning gently towards difficult experiences that come up in our meditation. This practice is usually best done in small doses at first, preferably working with difficulties that aren't likely to be overwhelming. It's important to remember that you're in charge of how you undertake this experiment. You can return to mindfulness of breathing as an anchor at any time, or let go of this practice for a while if you need to. Being kind to yourself. Beginning by settling into a dignified sitting posture. Upright. Steady. Grounded. Feeling the feet on the floor. Bottom on the chair. Spine erect. Shoulders dropped. A sense of openness at the chest, muscles untensed. Centered. Feeling the breath in the belly. Attuning attention to sensations of the breath as it moves in and out. Being with the breath. Being in the body. And now expanding awareness to experience throughout the body. Being in the present moment with the body. Noticing what you find and allowing what's here to be here. Especially noticing sensations in the body that are more unpleasant and difficult to be with. Maybe there's an aching, a throbbing, a churning, or a tightening somewhere. There may be a physical or a more emotional tone to the sensations. If it feels helpful to label this for yourself, you could mentally say some words describing the experience. Anger, pain, or restlessness, for example. Perhaps also noticing where in the body you're feeling these tones of sensation and emotion. Now, inviting you to experiment with gently taking your attention towards a region of more intense sensation. Turning towards the intensity, and being interested in the qualities of and changes in sensation from moment to moment. What increases or decreases in intensity are there? What shifts in location or texture? As best you can, staying with the direct experience of sensation, and letting any thoughts about what's happening or urges and impulses to react be held in kindly awareness in the background of the mind. Letting go of any need to try and get any kind of result here, or for anything to have to change. Just gently turning towards what's going on, and noticing what happens without an agenda. Riding the waves of experience, moment by moment. If you like, you could offer a sense of breathing with the sensations, feeling them together with the rising and falling of the breath. Breathing in with sensations. Breathing out with sensations. Noticing, are there any impulses to resist or pull away? Perhaps you find your attention drawn into thoughts. Rumination maybe, or distraction. Maybe you find your thoughts trying to make sense of the difficulty or problem solve it, or judge the success or failure of the practice by whether the intensity decreases or changes. As best you can, seeing if you can include these reactions in your noticing, allowing space for them to be experienced, along with the sensations themselves, without having to buy into them or reject them. If it feels too much to be doing this, it's always okay to continue with or return to mindfulness of breathing or body, or to stop practicing for a time. Gentleness is paramount here, and there are no right or wrong things to happen when you try this. Just being interested in what does happen when you take your attention into a region of difficulty, moving towards it, letting the experience be observed in awareness without needing to do anything else. And experimenting now, if this feels okay for you, with breathing into the region of intensity, opening further to the sensations on the in-breath, and having a sense of softening on the out-breath, of letting go. This isn't to try and change what's happening, but rather to offer a skillful relationship to it, flowing with it, offering space to it, allowing it. You could silently say to yourself something like, "It's okay. I can be with this experience, these sensations. Let me experience them fully in awareness. Let me be present to this experience, which is already here. And let me stay present to it with kindness, being in gentle, compassionate relationship to it as best I can." Breathing into the sensations on the in-breath, breathing out from them on the out-breath. Softening, letting be. Allowing. Staying with the intensity only for as long as feels manageable for you right now. If you like, you can gently move your attention away from and then back towards the intensity, noticing what happens each time you work with redirecting your attention in and out. Inviting you to be like a scientist undertaking a laboratory experiment. Being interested in what happens, rather than seeking a particular outcome. Coming back to mindfulness of breath or body, as and when that feels right for you. And continuing to practice now. Until the bells.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of 12-Minute Meditation from Mindful and Mindful.org. I hope you enjoyed practicing with us today. We'll be back in 7 days with another meditation practice to enrich your journey. In the meantime, stay connected by signing up for our free newsletter at mindful.org/signup for compelling insights and actionable ideas to enrich your everyday life. That's mindful.org/SIGNUP.